Hi guys, Marcus here and welcome to Chinese Entertainment Update, May 3rd, 2022. I release episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. This is episode 533, and the rundown with timestamps is in the description box below. Now, because I use Chinese names quite a bit on my show, if you want the English spelling of them, you can turn on subtitles. I create them myself. In today's episode, Sina publishes a list of upcoming Chinese dramas for May. Both Who Rules the World and Royal Nirvana's source novel writers respond to the plagiarism controversy. Sun Yi responds to a netizen who says she looks like a sad little pig when she cries. And my first thoughts on The Wind Blows From Longxi. But first, here's what's recently premiered, two dramas for today and yesterday. First, there's The Case Solver Season 2, a Republican-era drama starring Michelle Dong and Jason Koo. It premiered yesterday, May 2nd. Michelle and Jason reprised their Season 1 roles as a forensic doctor and a detective, respectively, and they collaborate to solve mysterious cases. The Case Solver Season 2 is slated for 24 episodes and is available on iq.com, no English subs at the moment. Then there's The Scale of Desire, a modern drama starring Guo Jingfei and Yu Yi. It premiered earlier today. As Baidu explains it, the plot revolves around a finance investigation department head, played by Yu Yi, who investigates a financial tycoon, played by Guo Jingfei, and discovers he has a connection to a money laundering group. The Scale of Desire is slated for 40 episodes and is available on WeTV, no English subs at the moment. And that's it for recently premiered dramas. Moving on, here's a drama that's recently announced its premiere date. When You Be Me is an upcoming youth modern drama starring Kiddo Ma and Zhou Yiran, and it's confirmed a May 5th premiere. According to Baidu, the drama follows a frequently bullied young girl played by Zhou Yiran who one day exchanges souls with a wealthy kid played by Kiddo Ma, who frequently bullies other kids, hence the title When You Be Me. Their attitudes change as they start to see things through each other's lenses. When You Be Me is slated for 24 episodes and will premiere on Tencent. Moving on, yesterday, Sina Entertainment published a list of upcoming Chinese dramas for May. It's titled Sina's May TV Forecast and features stars like Jing Dong, Huang Xuan, Crystal Liu, and Chen Xiao. The publication has 16 dramas, but some of them premiered on April 30th. Here are the ones that have already premiered. Love in Flames of War and I Am a Superstar premiered on April 30th. Love in a Loop premiered on May 1st, and The Scale of Desire premiered earlier today. When You Be Me is slated for May 5th, as I mentioned earlier, and the following are dramas the Sina publication lists as upcoming in May. There's From Left to Right, A Dream of Splendor starring Crystal Liu and Chen Xiao. In Spite of the Strong Wind starring Jing Dong and Song Jia. My Superhero starring Huang Xuan and Bai Baihe. Ordinary Greatness starring Zhang Ruoyun and Bai Lu. My Deepest Dream starring Li Yitong and Jing Han. Love the Way You Are starring Angelababy and Lai Guanling. Heroes starring Joseph Zheng and Yang Chaoyue. Our Southwest General University starring Dylan Wang and Zhou Ye. A Storm of Wind and Cloud starring Hu Yitian and Zhang Ruonan. Lady of Law starring Maggie Jiang and Liu Mingtao. And Piercing the Dark starring Oh Hao and Wang Jingchun. Quite the May lineup if you ask me. There are definitely a few that I will check out. Ordinary Greatness with Zhang Ruoyun and Bai Lu is the one that stands out the most for me. Which ones stand out the most for you? Next up, here's a Sina Entertainment article titled Who Rules the World's source novel writer responds to the plagiarism claims, saying that she hasn't seen the drama, so she doesn't know the truth. As I covered in my last episode, Who Rules the World has recently been accused of plagiarism. Netizens made a bunch of side-by-side comparisons between the drama and 2019's Royal Nirvana to show similarities in terms of plot, dialogue, shot selection, and editing. As of today, Who Rules the World has not responded to the accusations, but yesterday, the drama's source novel writer shared a post on Weibo. Her name is Qingling Yue, and she says, among other things, Just found out that Who Rules the World is involved in a plagiarism storm. I did not participate in the production of the drama. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't prepared myself mentally to do so. So I don't know the truth, but I can guarantee that there is no plagiarism in the novel. So that's Who Rules the World's source novel writer's position. Royal Nirvana's source novel writer had a say in all this as well. He's also, by the way, the producer and scriptwriter. He goes by the Weibo handle Snowman Liang Yuan, and he responded to a netizen's comment that suggested that Royal Nirvana could just receive some settlement money from Who Rules the World and let the alleged plagiarism slide. He said, "Did not receive any money, will not receive any. Do not fabricate rumors. I think it's dirty." And that's the follow-up for the Who Rules the World plagiarism controversy. But staying on the topic of artist-netizen interaction, Sun Yi recently had one as well. Sun Yi stars in the recently premiered The Wind Blows From Longxi. In this scene, she gets emotional as she is interrogated as to whether she is a spy or not. A netizen commented on the scene saying, quote, "Sun Yi crying looks like a sad little pig," close quote. Sun Yi felt this comment was worthy of a response as she reshared it and said, quote, "Buddy, I'll remember you, crying emoji," close quote. Hard to tell whether Sun Yi was offended by the comment or if she had a sense of humor about it. But in any case, other netizens showed their support by saying that even if she does look like a sad little pig, it's a cute, sad little pig. Ma Tianyu got in on the commenting action as well. He starred with Sun Yi in 2018's All Out of Love. In fact, his comment was the top one on that Sun Yi post. He teased Sun Yi saying, "You are very Peppa," as in Peppa Pig the cartoon. To which she replied, "Ma Tianyu, do you know I have a different big brother now? You have to treat me well. Let me spend all the money you make. Please cherish me." Quite sure that was a bit of playful teasing from two former colleagues. I have started to watch The Wind Blows From Longxi, and I think I've only seen Sun Yi in 2 or 3 scenes, but from what little I've seen, I think she's been great. She looks great, she gels well with Chen Kun, and because they're using her original dialogue, I think she sounds great too. And before we get to my first thoughts on The Wind Blows From Longxi, a word from this video's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. It offers creative classes that cover a wide range of topics like photography, cooking, and language, and they're designed to fit your schedule and skill level. They're always launching new premium classes, and there are no ads. I checked out Katrina Lee's Super Easy Mandarin for Beginners and found it to be like the title suggests, super easy. Those of you who've been wanting to learn Mandarin for a while, you can take the plunge with Skillshare. The first 1,000 people to use the link in my description or my code MARCUSHERE will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. On that note, it's Tuesday today, so time for another segment of Where's Marcus At? So the title of the segment doesn't refer to where I'm at physically, it refers to where I'm at in the dramas I'm following. I'm currently following 2 dramas. I'm on episode 12 of Who Rules the World starring Yang Yang and Zhao Lusi. I'm following it on WeTV where it's available with English subs. I'm also on episode 2 of The Wind Blows From Longxi starring Chen Kun and Bai Yu. I'm gonna elaborate and give my first thoughts on The Wind Blows From Longxi. Since the drama was first announced, I'd been looking forward to it. It's, I guess, what you would call a serious wuxia drama, as opposed to an idle wuxia drama, and it stars 2 actors whose work I generally enjoy. It also features a stellar supporting cast. 2 episodes in, and I gotta say, the drama's got my attention. I find it intriguing. The Wind Blows From Longxi premiered on April 27th and is slated for 24 episodes. It's available on YouTube with English subs. Before I started the drama, I'd read about how its ratings plummeted on day 1. A critic wrote an article for Sohu Entertainment saying that the drama had a quote-unquote messy narrative. I'd also read comments from some who found the drama confusing, convoluted, and hard to follow. Having seen a couple of episodes, I can totally see where they're coming from, but let me first lay out the plot foundation for the drama, as I think it helps. Chen Gong, played by Chen Kun, is a spy for the state of Shu. He has infiltrated the rival state of Wei and has been sending home intelligence. An incident happens which causes the Shu to be suspicious of his loyalty. They send Xunxu, played by Bai Yu, to suss him out. And to make things interesting, Xunxu and Chen Gong are close friends. The plot moves fast, but it's made easier to follow as they tell you which state they're in. On the left here is the state of Shu, and on the right is the state of Wei. They display these characters frequently throughout the first couple of episodes. The problem for international viewers is that they don't translate it in the subs. But if you can recognize just these characters as the Shu and the Wei states, it does make things easier to follow. Also, the recap at the end of every episode totally helps. Pretty much anything important that you may have missed will be covered in the recap. So what's making me like the drama so far? I would have to begin with the actors, and the three I want to mention are Chen Kun, Bai Yu, and Wang Xiao. I've enjoyed many of Chen Kun's past works, The Rise of Phoenixes, Bends, and Painted Skin, to name a few. Bai Yu as well, although I've started to appreciate his work only in recent years. I thought he was terrific in The Long Night and The Bond. And Wang Xiao is always awesome, a perennial supporting actor but always a pro and always spot on with his choices. I really enjoyed this scene in which his character checks up on Chen Kun's because he's suspicious of him. The second thing I'll mention is the plot. Now, the drama has been criticized for not having enough conflict, and I do agree that it could use more of it, but so far the premise is intriguing, and I hope it develops to be even more so. And the last thing I'll mention is the cinematography. The lighting is a bit dark, and that's by design, but I also think it's more natural and realistic, especially in these night scenes where the characters really are only using candles. I like the fact that they calibrate the lighting and play with shadows instead of just blast the entire canvas with light. In conclusion, I'll just reiterate that I'm intrigued by the drama. You won't see bright, beautiful colors or eye-catching costumes or elaborate fight scenes. You'll instead get something more subtle and realistic. And that's it for my first thoughts on The Wind Blows From Longxi. I also want to mention that I finished the first season of Pachinko starring Kim Min-na and Lee Min-ho. I thought it was extremely well made, and I had a real appreciation for its strong characters and their powerful stories. The series is available on Apple TV. The only bone I have to pick with it is that they jumped back and forth between eras quite a bit, like multiple times within a 10-minute period, and I wish they'd just stayed on one era for a little longer. I also finished Ozark, binged the final 7 episodes over the weekend. This is a drama series I really enjoyed and have recommended to many. And that's been another segment of Where's Mark Is At. It also brings us to the end of this episode. This show wouldn't be possible without you guys tuning in, so I thank you all for your support. If you enjoyed it, do subscribe and don't forget to click that notification button for more updates. If you'd like to contribute, check out my Patreon page where for $1 or more a month, you'll have access to perks like recaps, requests, and have your questions answered. So stay safe, and as always, I wish you clear blue skies, good health, and happiness. Until next time, cheers!